Sportscast Sports Talk 101 on digital radio, on the app, on your smart speaker, on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch.tv, and Facebook. Sportscast Sports Talk 101.
Discuss, debate, entertain, and loud.
Sportscast Sports Talk 101.
What's going on, brother?
It's NFL time. God, I love that intro.
Yeah, I know.
It's just like get loud. It's like they know who I am or something.
I love the little ding, 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 the little tune. I like that.
I know. I was like, God, I need to hire him to do my intro like that because that stuff's fantastic. Holy crap! You know, I looked at it. I was like, he always messaged me. You ready for your show? I'm like, yep. In my mind, I'm like, nope. Got nothing going here. Never. I'm like. I'm always like right before the show, before you pop in, I'm like, God, one of these days I really need to be prepared. Like I should actually have I used to, like during the season, it's easier to actually have 15-minute increments to talk about things. That's what, like the off-season stuff, it's always a struggle because there's either a crap ton of news or there's nothing. So it's always hit or miss with that stuff.
Wow.
And but you know, the biggest, I guess the biggest talk is TB12 is going to be TV12 soon. Well, that doesn't sound right.
He just keeps getting in the news, man. He getting paid, man. 10 years. Holy crap.
That is freaking crazy. Part of me is like, I'm wondering, because you got the TB12, you got Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if he had every time those words pop up. If someone says Tom Brady, he gets paid. If I said Tom Brady, he just got paid. If I said TB12, he just got paid. They just dropping money in his bank account every time we say those words. Because no matter what, like it used to be Aaron Rodgers was the big one that was always, the little diva was throwing his tantrum. What's he done this time? He's in the news. Now it's all Tom Brady because, you know, he quote unquote retired, which we all know was not a retirement. That was just, I'm just taking a month off because I'm banged up, like, you know, playing the season, and now I'm going to come back and play.
He's the GOAT, man. He's played the longest. He's got the rings. He's got the championship. He's got the beautiful Brazilian wife, the wonderful kids, the great career. Hell, I always thought he was going to go into coaching.
You know, to be honest, I could have seen that as well. I'm just getting this tweet sent out. I thought that too. I thought he could have been, but I don't know. That one, he knows how that is though. As a player, what the coaches have to deal with. I don't think he wants to deal with that. So I don't blame him for not. I could see him being a good coach, but I also understand why he wouldn't want to do that. Because as a player dealing with your coaches, you know how that is. Why would you want to put yourself through that same crap as a coach? So I totally get that part as well. But good God, dude, he is just 10 years, $385 million freaking dollars. I mean, that equates to
45 in August. He turns 45.
He's making, when he retires, the day he says, all right, I'm done, I'm hanging up my cleats, guess what? Tomorrow I got my job. And now he's going to retire as an NFL player. When he starts his job, day one, he's already making $51.4 million a year. He's making more than he did playing for the Bucs or any other team. Jesus. I was just like, God almighty, this is great.
And you know your boy from Dallas, he's like, I didn't get an offer like that.
Who? Tony who? Who's that Tony?
I didn't get an offer like that. I thought I was a good quarterback. You gotta win.
Yeah, you gotta win championships, sir. You gotta win championships to do that. Now, the other news that I was going to touch base, because I actually want your thoughts on this. Let me pull up the article real quick. Wait, nope, it's not that. All right. Here we go. This article came out 2 days ago. So we know that the Broncos are up for sale.
Yes.
The front runner being Mr. Walton. I should say the main front runner is the guy that was the founder of Walmart,
Yes.
who happens to also be cousins to Stan Kroenke because of by marriage and everything. So there's talk about building a new stadium. But the thing is, what caught my eye was how much it's going to cost Walton to buy the Broncos. They're now talking that it will be up over $5 billion. It went from $4 billion 2 weeks ago. Now it's valued at over $5 billion. I was like, his net worth. So, and Walton's net worth right now, just his personal net worth, is $69.5 million, not factoring his family wealth. So right. He will, if he ends up winning the bid and buying the team, he'll be worth, his personal value, drop $5 billion or whatever. It's 69. I think he's 69.4 billion, not million. But he automatically would become the richest NFL owner in the history of the league. But he would also exceed everybody's net worth by about $50 billion. I was like, oh. Hey. Jerry's gonna be so mad. Jerry was the top dog, and now he's gonna be like,
let him in, man. He owns Walmart. He's a hard-working man. I mean,
yeah. So it's from what I've heard, it's down to, there's supposedly there were a total of 5 that are still in the running, but they said realistically it's down to 2. It's Walton. And then the other one was, God, I'm trying to think who the other person was. It's somebody that was one of the owners of the 76ers that's also got Magic Johnson would be a minority owner. Mm-hmm. I think that's it. But they also said that Peyton Manning and John Elway will also become minority owners, to whoever gets the winning bid. They automatically are going to team up with whoever gets the winning bid.
That's the new thing in Hollywood right now.
Yeah,
J-Lo, A-Rod, all these guys are.
Let's see if I can find. Yeah, I don't know. I know they want to build a new stadium, but the problem, and the biggest thing I think they were talking about with the issue with the stadium, building a new stadium, was going to be, is Walton going to want to front the majority of that money? And they're not sure if he wants to do that. And I said, well, yeah, he's not staying Kroenke. The Kroenke had the benefit of the fact that his stadium is on his own land.
Right.
And California, LA wanted a team. So they would have, I'm pretty sure, would have done anything to get a team. It just so happened that Kroenke owned land out there. And I knew from day one, the moment he said, I'm going to move the team. And they said, well, Kroenke has land. When you dug around, Kroenke has land in LA. What are the odds that's where we're going to see the team stadium built? Imagine that.
Well, here. Well, listen to this. The Raiders owner Davis don't have the money, and he was trying to get the city of Oakland to pay for his stadium. We said, hell no.
I remember that. Oh my God! I remember that. That was a freaking nightmare I really felt
technically 3 teams supposed to be in LA. Raiders wanted to be the LA Raiders, and they said, what about the money?
I ain't got no money.
I ain't got no money. Daddy didn't leave me no money. So what did he do? He went to Vegas, man, and they said, hey, come on out here. We'll build a stadium. Hell, they had a billionaire that but said, I'll front it, but I want the team. No, it's my team. Daddy gave me that team. So the Las Vegas, man, they built that beautiful stadium on that. I mean, it's on the Strip, man. It's congested. But I'd rather take that than the rats in Oakland. So, hey, I understand.
Yeah. So since talking Broncos real quick, they were supposed to face the Rams in the season opener. That has now changed. They are now they're still facing the Rams. It's just been changed from the season opener to Christmas Day. So my guess is they're just predicting the Rams are going to win it as they go on to try to be a repeat.
I don't know.
So that way they can face Brady in the championship game and then lose because Brady's going all the way this year.
Let me ask you, how do you feel? Do you think the city should front the money, or should the $1 billion freaking owner?
I would say the owner needs to. I get if especially since they're not like in desperate need of a new stadium. The city's not fighting him on it. I understand that, but there are times I know when a city just doesn't have money to front, like the kind of money that it costs to put up a team like this or any stadium. I mean, these stadiums are not cheap, especially when they want to be the top dog, the best stadium in the league. You want the Super Bowl there immediately the following year when that year when it opens. And we all know that's typically how it works. Once your stadium opens, you're usually automatically jump to the front of the line for dibs on hosting the Super Bowl. So of course, almost every city would want that. Mm-hmm. But I still think the owners need to put up a good chunk of it, regardless. Even if the city puts some down, the majority of it needs to come from the owner. There's no way that it's going to they're not even going to notice. What is that? You guys need $4 billion. All right, here, let me write that check. Here you go. They're not even going to see it's not going to put a dent in their pocketbook. They'll make that up almost immediately.
Right. I mean,
someone like Kroenke or like Walton would never, I can guarantee you he's not going to notice that. He's the guy, especially if he came into the league as an owner, he's already $50 billion richer than everyone else.
Right.
He gets to make the decisions in the league.
Yeah, stadiums need proper investments. I mean, that's why I'm paying $20 for a hot dog at the 49ers stadium. $20 for a beer.
We know, and need those big bucks to bring in the people. Exactly. And, you have a crappy stadium, you're not going to get the fans going there. We know, look what happened in Washington. Fans showed up, and they got sewage dropping on them from the sky because of broken pipes. You got raggedy ass fields and things. Allegedly, that's what happened.
Look.
Snyder said it was just water. So
Oakland Coliseum, dude. I can understand why the Raiders left, man. That place you can smell the sewage when you're coming in. It's just bad.
Yeah. I don't agree with it. I mean that they need to skate out of it and not pay. I think they need to. I don't see a reason if you're a multi-billionaire that you can't afford to front the money or the majority of the money for a new stadium. The Broncos, I don't see them even worrying about it. I think whoever buys the team is going to worry about, let's build a winning organization. Well, that should be the theory. There are 15 other stadiums that are way worse way worse condition that need stadiums.
Well, you know what an owner can do too, though. He can say, you know what, if you guys, I'll just take my team to another city.
You know what? That's what Kroenke did. St. Louis refused to pay for anything. So he said, all right.
Hello. Well, y'all, my co-host has frozen in time. Hopefully he will come back. I'm loving how he froze up. Come on back. Come back, Aaron. Sometimes I think it's 50-50. I think sometimes the owner needs to work with the city. But if the owner's got deep pockets, man, and they can do the money, yeah, because they're going to make the money up selling jerseys. They get the money. You do not become a billionaire by blowing money on stadiums. Look at Elon. He is not using his own money. Oh, my goodness. All right, folks, it is just me. What is going on? Welcome to Sportscast, Sports Talk 101. Guys, we are under the mercy of technical difficulties, but pretty sure Aaron's working his way back. But once again, Jeff, you said you did not become a billionaire by blowing money on stadium. Yeah, he used his daddy's money to start his business. Yeah, exactly. I think it's kind of screwed up though, because the fans. I'm telling you, dude. Kevin is my best friend is a diehard Raider fan, and when this city just it was heartbroken when the Raiders left Oakland. But we ain't had no money, man. We like, no, we're not paying. Trying to figure out how to get back in. I think I need to leave. I think I don't. Let's see. Yep, there you go.
There we go. Holy crap!
All right.
Can you hear me?
All right. Yep, I can hear you. So what did you think? Jeff says you do not become a billionaire by blowing money on stadiums. Look at Elon. He is not using his own money. Let's see. Yeah, he used his daddy's money to start his business from Maker Chaos.
Yeah. You don't. Yeah. Well, that I agree, but I also that's a tricky one because you need a stadium to pull people in. Fans bring in money just as much as anything else. What are you going to do if you have no fans showing up? How do you expect to make any money if your stadium is complete crap? Who's going to show up?
Right.
I get advertising, I get television things, TV deals, but if you've got no fans, nobody showing up at the stadium, you're going to lose sponsors, you're going to lose advertising. There's a lot of things with it. I'm not saying that it should all focus on building the biggest and best stadium either, though. That's not the case. That's not what I'm getting at either. So, like I said, I think that it's a very tricky call on something like that.
Well, I'm
glad I don't have to worry about it.
Right now, the Oakland A's we're fighting Las Vegas. Like Las Vegas is trying to take our baseball team, So we're fighting for that.
Yeah. What do you think of the Giants rookie Kayvon paying for Graham Gano's jersey number?
Hey, that's the norm. You want my number, you gonna pay for it. So Vet, if you came in and you wanted my number 69, it's gonna cost. Get your checkbook out. It's gonna cost.
Well, the thing that it was interesting because he had rejected one teammate's other offer for the same thing. Yeah. I guess Godot's asking price was too high, or maybe it was still $50,000, and the other guy just didn't want to pay that much.
Gotcha. Maker Chaos did say you don't want to overspend, and underspending can also cause its downfall.
Yeah, that is true. That's just business. That applies everywhere. And let's be real, the NFL is a business. It doesn't matter if it's we fans. We can say what we want. We can criticize coaching. We can criticize the staff and tell everybody how we're going to run the team. We're still one. We're not the owner. We're not the coach. We can say what we want, but when it comes down to it, the owner has to run it like a business.
Exactly.
And
if there's no butts in the seats, and they do their research, if people are moving out of that city and they're going to Minnesota, Michigan, or somewhere, some city, and
look at prime example, Major League Baseball. Look at the Marlins. What was it? Several years ago, right after I think it was when was not A-Rod. Who's the other dingbat from the Yankees?
I know who you're talking about.
Jeter. When Jeter took over, Jeter bought the Marlins. At one point in that season, they would have their home games, and there was nobody there. I think the worst I saw was they had like 5 people in the stadium. 5 people. It probably cost God knows how much money they lost due to that. I would not want to be an owner because of all of the business stuff. Not just trying to win a championship, but you add that business stuff to it. That's a nightmare.
Hey, but look at what the Rams did. The Rams built SoFi Stadium. They win a Super Bowl. They got Hollywood. They host the damn Super Bowl and won at their Super Bowl. So kudos, man.
I will say though, at least Gano's charity. I love his charity. I'm not really sure what kind of it is because all it says is he made a form of a $50,000 donation to the charity Puppies Behind Bars. Now I'm going to assume that he's talking about animals because I know there is another form of puppies. Yeah. Shout out to the king. Jared the King Lawler on that, but I don't think he's talking about that one.
Please unleash the beast.
I don't think he's talking about that. I'm pretty sure we're talking animals here. So,
right.
But hey, that it's another business. It's more business.
Right.
I mean, no matter where you look in the NFL, there's business transactions going everywhere, whether it's stadium related stuff as an owner or players making donations for puppies to get a jersey number. What else did we have news wise?
Well, Lambo, the kicker, the Jags kicker, is suing the Jags because Meyer, because of just bad behavior conduct that he had to deal with.
I don't that's a petty lawsuit. I mean that's just part of I don't even know. That's a frivolous. That's what I would constitute a frivolous
Jaguars
lawsuit.
kicker Josh Lambo filed a lawsuit against the team on Tuesday, alleging that former head coach Urban Meyer created a hostile work environment, and he is seeking more than $3.5 million in lost salary and additional damages.
What's his salary anyways? Does he make that much as a kicker for the Jag?
Josh Lambo was actually a pretty decent kicker, but
I just think I think that I would consider that a frivolous lawsuit. I don't know if it'll hold. I don't see it holding up. I mean, we could say that. I mean, if he were to win that is going to be open. That's you're opening Pandora's box. You're opening the floodgates to every team member on every player on every team saying, "Well, I didn't like this. I didn't like Mike Shanahan because he brought in Donovan McNabb and it just traumatized me. So I want to sue Washington." Or George Kittle could be like, "I just can't stand working with Jimmy G, so I'm going to sue the 49ers." Like that. You're just setting a precedent that would cause a ripple effect within the NFL, and then you're going to see players after players suing the team because of
Lambo alleged on December 15th to the Tampa Bay Times that Meyer kicked him in the kicked him in his leg. He was stretching, warming up, and Myers walked over and kicked him. Told him, "Hey, Dips, make your effing kicks."
Oh, so Meyer. So what he's saying is Meyer pulled out like the 1980s, 1990s coaching style where the coaches were like that. He pulled Mike Ditka and just kicked him and said, make the damn kick. Laces out, buddy."
The guy was on the ground stretching, and Meyer went over and kicked him and kicked the kick.
So he's saying it now, though, but he didn't speak out. He didn't go to the organization and say something when it happened. Why? Why'd you wait till now? Why didn't you? Why it wasn't important then, but it's important now.
Hey, now you can come back with allegations from a long time ago. He's
probably going to be the next one. I'm not even going to get into that because that's just going to irritate me with it. That's a stupid lawsuit, and I hope to God he loses because if he wins, I'm sure the owner's going to walk over and kick him in his other leg and say, "You better make that kick, boy." Or he's gonna be like, "My quarterback kicked me," or something stupid. I like so Byron Leftwich with the Bucs said he's had to clarify that he'll continue to handle the offensive game plan, and quote, he said, "I'm no risk it, no biscuit." I was like, I don't even know where to begin with that phrase. I just I'm gonna start utilizing. As long as he didn't license it, I'm using it.
Oh my God, he was always getting hurt. Byron Leftwich.
Yeah, he was.
Coach. I give him. He's doing his thing as a coach.
Some players can hack it as a coach, and some don't want to even go near it. Like our good friend Tom Brady, who said, "I'm not going to be a coach. I've already got a $51 million a year job lined up, and I can get it whenever I decide to finish playing. I wish I had a job like that lined up like that. Said, take your time. Just do what you got to do. When you're done with that, you're starting over here day one.
I thought he was gonna coach or do movies. Start doing some movies or something. I don't know, television.
Nah, that's Gronk. The only way that I could have seen him doing something with movies or TV, he'd have to have Gronk with them, and it'd just be a comedy act with the two of them. Because Gronk can't do nothing on his own comedy wise. It makes it. I cringe when I have to watch him try to do that. He's just not that funny.
I love Peyton Manning, but Eli Manning, oh my god.
No, they like Eli on his own would never have gotten a deal with ESPN. Now both of them together, it is kind of funny to watch them piggyback off of each other because you don't really get any football knowledge. It's mostly listening to them bicker. So there are times when it's like the game is complete crap. Like it's like when the Lions are on or the Jets or Jacksonville. So those are three games you never want to watch. If they happen to be on Monday night, just turn to the alternate Monday Night Football and listen to the Mannings argue with each other or whoever their guest may be. Although I was thoroughly impressed with Condoleezza Rice, so I'm hoping she comes back on because the girl's got some knowledge.
She knows her college, man. She was on the board. She was on the college board.
Yeah, I was so impressed with listening to her drop those that knowledge. I was like, whew. Yeah. Why aren't you in the NFL coaching? I'll take you. Can you coach the Washington team, please? Because God help, we need somebody. I mean, that was before Rivera was a thought. So I'm just like, I would have taken anybody at that point.
I'm honestly gonna be rooting for the Washington dude. I will.
Obviously, I will. I'm hesitant with our quarterback. I want to see him succeed. Let's be real. I would like to see him.
It. If he can't, I guarantee you, if he can't get it right in Washington, he's done, folks. He's done.
Yeah,
done.
I agree with that. Let's see. Dennis Kelly is returning to the AFC South with a former rival. Veteran tackle signing with the Colts via Ian Rappaport reported Tuesday. So Indianapolis will be Kelly's fourth team in his 9-season NFL career, which dates back to 2012, but includes a 2013 season in which he did not appear in a game. Kelly has spent the majority of his career with the Titans, where he filled the role of swing tackle and spent more of his time as a tight end on the right side of the line. So he also played on the left side, filling in for Taylor Lewin in the 2019 season. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. There's been a lot of roster moves, apparently, but I mean,
Mike Davis signed with the Baltimore Ravens. He killed my fantasy football, folks. If you
sure that wasn't Lamar Jackson?
Mike Davis was the running back for the Atlanta Falcons, and I think he was like, "Oh, Mike Davis 1 yard, Mike Davis 2 yard." I'm like, Jesus Christ, bro, can you run? Can you do any? I mean, he killed me.
For me, though, I feel bad for running backs that play on Baltimore. Not in general, just because damn well they ain't going to get no yards. There's only one running back on the Baltimore Ravens, and that's their quarterback, Lamar Jackson. He is the QB and the running back. If he could play wide receiver as well, he'd probably find a way to throw the ball and run after it and catch it himself and just be a one-man offense, except for, someone's going to break his ankles watching him run. But I feel bad for running backs going there because they don't use them.
Well, you could do a wildcat.
True. I mean, there's other methods that they could do with that. So I guess we'll see. One of them, the teams that I'm interested in watching will be, like I said, it's going to be the Jets. I think they're going to be a team to watch out for. They're going to surprise people. I don't think they'll surprise people in the way the Bengals shocked everyone. I'm not saying that they're going to be one of those, oh my God, the Cinderella, the Jets made it to the Super Bowl type thing and then lose. But I think they're going to win more games than they did last year. And I think they're going to shock some of the teams that they face this year. The Panthers, I want to watch because I just want to see if they're going to be the same crap with the quarterback problem that they have. So that'll be one that I'll be interested in. I don't care to watch the Browns because I think the Browns are going to move right back to where they have always been since they came back into the league. They're
Carolina
at the bottom of the league.
Carolina screwed up. They should have got a quarterback. They should have got a quarterback. They should have got Malik. They didn't. And now Malik is in Tennessee. And I ain't gonna teach. I'm not teaching him nothing. He's trying to get my job.
Oh man, that was probably one of the best things I've seen.
Hey, you know what? I don't blame. Hey, Ryan. Hey, kudos, man, because he's there to take your job.
So I think another one that I'm going to be watching is the Niners, mostly because I want to see how Trey does this year. I don't see Jimmy starting. I don't think he'll be there at week 1. And if he is, he's going to be a backup.
He's going to be a very expensive backup.
Well, somebody.
Hey, you know what?
To keep him as a backup and healthy, because when a team needs a quarterback, bye-bye, Jimmy.
Well,
we got a healthy Jimmy G.
They had the 49ers at the Golden State Warriors game in San Francisco last night, and they had Dre, they had Kittles, and they had some other players. But guess who wasn't there?
Oh,
Jimmy wasn't there.
Did he not get the invitation? He got put on the other list, the don't invite list.
It says, and now your San Francisco 49ers, Trey Lance, Kittles, Bosa. And they're all waving.
Was Debo there?
Debo was not there. Debo wasn't there. Debo on the phone. Man, get me out of San Francisco, man. Come on.
Hell, I'll go with Jimmy G.
Look here. You sign a contract. Own up to it. Damn it. Tired of these guys, these prima donnas trying to get out of their contracts. Damn it. We got your butt for a year. Honor it. Get out there and earn some money. Like,
hey, look, Kirk Cousins did that with and why he did that 2 years in a row on a franchise tag and then got paid.
Yes, that's what he's supposed to do.
He did. Now, Cousins, to be fair, also did not want to stay in Washington because of the way they treated him. I understand that. But he did perform. He showed what he can do. Earned that damn money from the Vikings. I mean, he could have earned more going for the Jets. Now, I also understand why he chose not to go to the Jets. Because he didn't want his career to be over.
Debo, you had 1 year, bro. 1 good year. And that's the problem.
That's all he needed, though. That's all he needed.
No,
1 year to say,
and then guess what? You get paid, and guess what? You garbage. You turn garbage. I'm sorry. Show me more.
Wasn't there a running back for the Rams that had that did something similar to that? Was a really expensively overpaid running back, had one good season.
Talking about Gurley? Todd Gurley.
Where's he at anyways? Is he even played in the NFL anymore? That was a waste.
But see, that's the thing. That's what football's all about. If you stay and you prove your loyalty, you get hurt, you just a wet tissue tossed away. You know.
Now there are times though that you do stupid shit off the field, you go away, you get a second chance, and there are players that will blow that second chance and third and fourth, and then there are some that will come back and they will earn the respect back. They will earn their team's respect, the fans' respect. They will earn the sponsors' respect. All of that stuff that they blew. Michael Vick. With
Josh Gordon. Leave the weed alone.
Yeah. Now, look, I don't condone all the stuff with Michael Vick, but I was glad that he got a second chance, and obviously he showed that he still deserved to play, and he had another spectacular finish to his career. So kudos to him. Debo, on the other hand, I'm sorry, bro. Suck it up. Put your big boy pants on, and get on the field. Because if you don't, your head coach is going to walk by and kick you in the leg and tell you to get out there and catch the ball. Let's see. The Jets waived a receiver and a tight end. The Steelers waived some people. Yeah, there really wasn't a huge amount of stuff.
I got some stuff. Hold on, I got some.
All right, yeah, because I'm looking and I'm just like, there ain't much going on. I know, like the Sony Michel signed with the Dolphins. So it will be. He's a good.
He's good.
He is.
Good. He's good.
The problem he had in LA was they just didn't use him. They didn't let him run the ball. Once he started to get going, he was good, and then they just was like, let's just pass now. This is Matthew Stafford's team.
He wasn't the starter. It was
I know that was
Derek Henderson was the starter, and he got hurt. Then and Shoney was showing off, and he's doing his thing. But Miami, speaking of Miami, that's a good team, but they just don't have a quarterback, man. I'm sorry, they don't have.
Like I said, they probably. I'm wondering. Do you think they regret getting rid of who's the guy that went to Washington and destroyed him, broke his hip because he's old? Fitzpatrick. Do you think, like, honestly though, do you think they regret getting rid of him? Because I know he had a good game, bad games, but let's be real, he did much better than Tua. I thought that was the dumbest move they ever made, was drafting him, because I don't like to see teams draft players that are injured, that don't even finish their career in college because they're injured. So you already have that should just be red flags everywhere. This kid came into the league still recovering from major knee.
What college did he go to?
Well, no, I get that. That's the I also understand.
That's why.
Yep,
That's why.
Yep, they doesn't matter if you go to the right school. You effed your knee up. You had tore that thing up to pieces. You'll be fine. Ibuprofen, water. Get back out on the field, or I'll kick you in the knee. But do you think they regret letting him go, considering where they're struggling now with at quarterback?
Fritz always gets the thing about, and don't get me wrong, I love him. I think he's one of the best quarterback journeymen. He's good. But he gets hurt.
Yeah.
He gets hurt a lot, and he always gets them somewhere, but he doesn't take them there. But
he has that Tony Romo effect. I can get you almost to the playoffs, or I can get you into the playoffs, but I can't get you to the Super Bowl or anywhere further in the playoffs.
Who would you have start if you had a team use an owner, Romo or Fitzpatrick?
Oh, God. I'm doomed either way on that one. This is going to kill me, because consistency-wise, I'd have to go with Romo. Even though he blows it. He was a fourth quarter, let's blow it, and just throw it up there, because it was like watching Brett Favre. But Brett Favre had more accuracy and could connect most of the time, whereas Romo just was like, and throw it and hope for the best. Honestly, I would probably take... Are we talking current Fitzpatrick, like before he just killed himself in Washington, and Romo in prime? Romo in prime, hands down.
Okay, all right.
Hands down. Romo, you look at the stats for Romo. Statistically, he should have been a superstar. He should have been in the Super Bowl numerous times. He was accurate. I mean, it's like watching Kirk Cousins nowadays. Cousins, if you look on paper and at the stats for Cousins, he's like Tom Brady level. He just doesn't win games because he's on either crappy teams, or, there's other circumstances, like your defense is a no-show like every game.
I'm sorry, but I put that also on general managers, because you get the players to put the players around. You put this,
but it also falls not only on the GM, it also falls on the coach, because if you don't build like Cousins, and this is a prime example, and I said this last year, the biggest thing why Cousins was so successful in Washington those 2 years on the franchise tag was because Shanahan designed the entire offensive game plan around Cousins' skill set.
Right.
If they never did that in Minnesota, that offense was built around the running back. Was never built around Cousins, which is why he always struggled most of the time. Stat-wise, he was on par with Brady almost every season, the last few seasons. But the problem is now with the new head coach, he's already stated, we are building this offensive game, and the game plan will be built around our quarterback. So I think Cousins is going to have a much more successful year this year. because that's what you do. You're supposed to do that, is build that offense around the general. That's the quarterback. That's your leader. It's not the running back. It's not your receiver. It's not the line. You build, everything revolves around that one player, and that's the quarterback. And there are teams that don't do that, and sometimes it's hard because your quarterback just sucks. I think this is his last year. I don't know I think if the opportunity for the Dolphins to get somebody else in trade, I think Tua would be traded this halfway through the season.
Right.
If the right quarterback became available, I think we would see Tua get traded before the trade deadline. I don't know if Tua will make it to the trade deadline. I think he'll be gone at some point this season before the trade deadline hits.
Somebody sees in him. He just doesn't do it for me for Miami. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but the Jets, I know you like the Jets now, but Aaron is correct, which is why it's always the TV's fault when I team.
I started to see, so I was like, oh my God. And then it got to and then I was like, oh, we're back at that.
But sometimes it's not the quarter. I mean, if you look at the Titans, let's keep it real. They got a freight train. They got a powerful running back that just kills it when he runs. You know? And so,
and if you want to go with that attitude, Jeff, you're right, because what happened in Dallas? That was the quarterback. Hell, your old quarterback even knew that was the quarterback's fault. He called that on the air. What are you doing? Now, I'm not saying like in Minnesota, that was not, those losses were not all on Cousins. That was the defense. Their defense was complete garbage.
Why did the Bills lose? Anyone?
We know that. It was the coin toss. Come on now. They fixed that this year anyways.
That could have been anybody's game.
But you know what, Jeff? If the Bills had won that, it would have been we would have been still having the same discussion. I think the same discussion would have been had if the Bills had won, that it was over that coin toss, and we still would have had this ruling, the new rule with the way they adjusted everything again. I think it still would have happened regardless of who won that game.
You're going to see a decline with Kansas City Chiefs. I'm sorry. You're going to see a decline.
I agree.
You're going to see a decline. When you lose even with the Packers, when you lose these superstars, man, your team is not the same anymore.
I don't. Rodgers always wants one receiver to be his go-to guy, and that was Devontae Adams. You take away that player, he's not going to... yes, there are some quarterbacks that can do ridiculous things with every player, whoever's on the team. Brady's that one.
What team does Debo line up for in September? The Niners. You're not letting we got the contract. He ain't going nowhere.
It's going to be this. He's going to either line up for the Niners or he's going to be at home, not playing. And then that's a twofold. You either play, suck it up, put your big boy pants on and play. And if you still refuse to play, that hurts your trade value because now you're taking a year off. You don't know what team. I mean, yes, there will teams. We saw that with Deshaun Watson, but I'm sorry, Deshaun Watson is not going to be the superstar player that the Browns think he's going to be. I'm taking a year off from football does not help you. That hinders you. Because
which teams did not make the playoffs in 2021, but does make the playoffs in 2021?
Damn, that's a good question. I think, shit. Well, there's no way the Jets will. I would love to say the Jets will, but I don't see that. I think the Dolphins,
Giants.
Ooh,
I think the Giants.
Ooh.
The Giants.
I want to say Washington. I want to say Washington will, and Washington has the potential too. They have the offense, they have the defense too. I don't know if they will, but I could see them sneaking in. It's the NFC East. That whole division is a shit show, so they could very easily go. Sneak in.
I'm going with the Giants. I
think the Dolphins could make it.
Saints.
If Winston stays healthy, I think they can. I don't know though, because you got a new coach now. You don't have Sean Payton, so this is. I think I don't know. I think the Saints are not going to make it. And I think they're going to end up going through a rebuilding process now.
They're in rebuilding mode,
which is unfortunate. But I could see. Did the Chargers make it last year?
No.
Oh yeah, that
very, very close.
Yeah, I think the Chargers will make it. I think the Colts will make it because we know they. We saw how that worked out. I think. I'm trying to think. I want to say the Broncos, but I don't know. That whole division is going to be so iffy because of how good those teams are. I think the Dolphins. I think we could see the Dolphins make it. And if the Dolphins don't, I can guarantee that we will more than likely see the Patriots back in the playoffs. There's no way that they'll go back to back.
Give me your top three teams for 2022.
AFC or NFC or all together?
All together. Your power ranking, and just give me your top three.
Top three. Rams. Jesus, this is. I'm gonna say Indianapolis. I'm gonna put Indy in there.
Wow.
And the Raiders.
Wow. Okay. All right. Wow. That's. Damn. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go with you with the Rams, and I'm definitely gonna go with you with the Raiders, and I'm going with the Bills.
Ooh,
going with the Bills.
I think as much as how crazy the NFL has been the last 2 years, not factoring COVID, it's been fun to watch because it's been a completely everything's been flipped around. We predict 2 years ago we could make our predictions end of the season. None of it was accurate. Last year, we all made our predictions. Was any of it accurate? Barely anything.
Injuries. You get your injuries. Andre Hopkins, down. They go to Cardinals.
Well,
The Titans. Does this channel cover the USFL? I do not see any tweets or anything on it anymore.
I don't. Have they been doing anything?
I'm not gonna.
I got no comment. I don't think they've really done much. I mean, hell, I'd rather talk about. We could talk wrestling. I mean, that's a sport.
I give them another. I give them I'm gonna wait towards the end of the season and see what happens. But they need a big time player to be the face of the USFL. It just feels weird watching them play with empty fields. I think that's kind of throws a lot.
Yeah, that is if they can survive this year.
I'm sorry, empty stadiums.
Yeah, basically empty field too, pretty much. I'm just saying if they survive this year, they have got the key thing that they have to do to survive a second, especially with the XFL opening up. They've got to have the teams playing in their home states. You can't just have it all in one location. You're going to lose because they could potentially lose sponsors that way. You're not going to. Who the hell? Nobody's going to watch the stuff.
I watched NFL games in 2020 with empty. Well, hello, you had no choice. That was
there's a difference there, and not all of those stadiums were empty. I saw cardboard faces here and there. I'm pretty sure I saw George Washington at a few games.
I think I saw a cardboard cover of Jeff.
I saw a couple of presidents there. There were some celebrities there. I think Marilyn Monroe was there one time at a game. I didn't even know she was still around. Yeah. Hell, I even saw O.J. Simpson at the game.
There you go.
Yeah, I think this year, as much as I enjoyed last season, I think this year's going to be even better because you've got. We had all of these teams trading players around. You got Devontae Adams on a new team. You got Russell Wilson on a new team. It's going to be fun to watch because would we really? How often do you get who would have thought we'd see Wilson in a Broncos jersey?
I will even add Dallas.
Dallas will be in the top. I will say they will be in the top 10. I could very easily. They have all of the. I don't know the thing that watching teams that have all this talent and they have all the pieces there to win, it bugs me when you just fall apart at the end. Like Dallas, 2 years in a row, they had all the pieces to win, and they just couldn't get it done. And for me, it's a head scratcher because I'm always like, I'm looking back at the notes, I'm watching old, clips and things throughout the whole season, and I'm like, I don't understand what went wrong.
We already know the one, but what other games do you want to see on Christmas Day?
Ooh. You know what? I'd love to see a Raiders Bills matchup.
Raiders Bills
in Buffalo because I want to see it in the snow.
So you got what, Diggs versus Adams?
Yeah, I think that would be a pretty good matchup. The thing with the Raiders is I always remembered was when Rich Gannon was on the team back in 2001 when they were playing in the snow. Oh, that to me, that's one of the things I love about football is I love watching like the games in the snow and just blizzards and I would love to see a Super Bowl in like I was excited when the Super Bowl was in New York City, but I was praying to every god I could think of to make it snow and cold and just snow everywhere. Field covered in snow, because I think that would have been fantastic to watch.
We had, I think it was when I worked in the jewelry store. I think there was a Raider quarterback. I think his name was Jeff George. He got he bought some nice watches for the offensive guys that were.
I know they don't play the Bills. I'm just stating if you didn't say anything. I get that. That's more of a wish that I would like to see.
Well, Ron's coming in with Raiders versus Jaguars in London. Raiders going to win that. Raiders going to win that.
What's your thought on the first game in Germany? What do we think of that one? What's your thoughts on it? Because I'm curious.
Hey, we're getting that NFL brand international. I think that's great. I would love one day, they go back and do like they did back in the past with the European League. Do another international league.
To me, I think that's what they're doing. That's why we're seeing this stuff.
Which second year quarterback will have the most success year? Niners. Trick.
Yeah, but he didn't start the whole season. I think actually, if we're just talking overall, like not going all the way to a team winning the Super Bowl, just the quarterback having a better year, I would say the Jaguars. I think he'll have a better year. I mean, you gotta have a better. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I think. Do you think the Niners will play the Cardinals in Week 11, like in Mexico? Or do we think it's going to get relocated again like the last time there was supposed to be a game in Mexico? Because the fields were disgusting.
They'll play. They'll play.
I'd say, you know what? Suck it up. Let them play in the mud.
All I know is
what football's all about.
I seen barbed wire and I mean, I thought I saw like alligators in a moat.
They might be okay with it, and then all of a sudden they'll get back. They'll land in San Francisco. Everybody comes off the plane, and then they look. Oh shit! Did we forget Jimmy? Jimmy, where are you at? Oh damn, we left him behind. He should be able to get back in.
I don't know what we're gonna do with Jimmy, man. He's gonna be an expensive back. We can't have him as a backup paying him that much. Just can't.
Yeah.
And we talk about Baker Mayfield.
Oh, I forgot about him. I forgot he's still a thing.
Let me tell you something.
He's going to be an expensive ass player just sitting on the bench.
You know what, Jeff? Get your own show with your stupid questions, man. Baker Mayfield is being very, very. Did you see the tweets? His old teammate was talking crap about him, tweeting about him.
Yeah. So I just typed it in. So apparently, I mean, the Browns both and Mayfield, they both want a divorce, but the problem is to get rid of him. It's the money. Either the Browns don't want to eat the that amount of money, and no team wants to take on the contract. I like it's a no-win situation.
They should eat the
But
money because he played hurt. He played hurt for them.
But
He
from what I've heard though, the door isn't 100% shut on the Panthers. So and talks regarding Mayfield.
I would love to see.
So I think it says the impression is Carolina isn't in any rush, nor are they pressed. They'll roll as is if need be. But I don't know. Like I was kind of surprised the Seahawks never went after him. If they keep, I don't think he'll be with the Browns through the whole season. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we'll see something happen almost immediately. You know, as soon as
somebody got to go, because you got Baker Mayfield, you got Jimmy. You know, they're making money. One of these guys, like, or both of them.
So they also just announced, the NFL announced week 2. We're going to have a Monday night football doubleheader. So week 2, the NFL just announced Monday morning. The league announced that in week 2, Monday Night Football will have a doubleheader. That night, the Buffalo Bills will host the Tennessee Titans on ESPN, starting at 7:15 p.m. on the East Coast, kicking off at 8:30 p.m. on ABC. You'll have the Eagles hosting the Minnesota Vikings.
Watch out for the Eagles. Watch out for the Eagles.
You know what?
They got a hell of a receiver.
And you know what? They surprised the heck out of me last year, though. That second half is what really shocked me. They came out of nowhere. Like, I just didn't reckon that team came out of nowhere with what they did.
Watch out for the Eagles. I even pick the Eagles, I hate to say it, but over the Washington.
Yeah. So here we go. So the Bills-Titans game is a rematch of a thriller from 2021, which the Titans won, by a field goal. The last time the Eagles and the Vikings squared off was during the 2019 season, which saw Minnesota win by a final score of 38-20. The two teams met during the playoffs of the 2017-2018 season with a trip to Super Bowl, 52 on the line, and a game Philly won 38-7.
Got it.
So, it'll be, I think it's going to be good. Broncos to open the season in LA against the Rams Monday Night Football. But we all know that changed.
Did you want to quickly talk about your all-paid team?
Oh, shit, I totally forgot about that thing. I forgot. Yeah, we got time. I'll just go over my time limit. It's my show anyways. Where the hell was it? NFL. Oh, I'll just type it up here. Oh. All right, news break. I'll just go there because that will show me. So apparently we've got the you've got in Madden football, you've got you got the all Madden team, you got the all American NFL team, and all this stuff. Now we've got. I didn't realize there was one last year as well, but we've also got the 2022 NFL all paid team. So basically what this is, it's a collection of the highest paid players in the league at each position. It's essentially an all-pro team, but the pocketbook supersedes pedigree and production for the day. Average per year is the most accepted measure of comparison for player contracts. So let me see. Oh, there we go. It just sends me right to the NFL, which is what I wanted. All right. I know you're. So here the quick rundown is of the 2022's all paid team, and this shit. I looked at these numbers and this shit blew my mind. So the total NFL seasons under contract for the team for this all paid team is 98 seasons.
Yeah,
that's a lot of players. The combined value of all of the players on this team, $2.1 billion. $22.1 million average per year, $924.2 million in total full guarantees. Part of that was, from one player got the bulk of that, a good chunk of that. The total combined average per year, the APY, $485.2 million. The total combined 2022 cap hit, $307.2 million. And the 2022 total combined cash was $407 million.
So the first offense player is one of Aaron's favorite players.
Yep, our lovable prima donna diva QB that likes to throw his temper tantrums when he doesn't get his way, Aaron Rodgers. Come on down. You're the first player up on the all-paid team. You are a 38-year-old bum averaging $50.3 million per year. That's ridiculous. He was also apparently the 2021 all-paid team of tomorrow.
Right.
So he's just that damn good, apparently. I don't see it.
Running back, you got Christian McCaffrey, an average per year of $16 million. This guy...
he's 25 years old, making $16 million a year.
But the thing is, man, this guy does so much. He's so good, but man, he's getting hurt.
That's the problem. Is when he's healthy, he's the one of the best running backs in the league. But the key word is it's when he's healthy.
He's doing too much, man. He overdoes it. He gets re-injured, but he's a hell of. I'll give him credit. He's a hell of because he can catch and he can run, folks.
Yeah, and there are not a lot of running backs that can do that nowadays. It's a rare breed of running back. Wide receivers now. We've got Tyree from the Miami Dolphins. He's making $30 million a year. He was also part of the all-paid team of tomorrow.
You got Devontae Adams. He's 29. He's averaging holy crap. He's 28 million.
I'm 39, will be 40, and I wish I could make that kind of fucking money.
Jesus Christ.
Deandre Hopkins was another receiver that made the list, and he's making 29 years old. This kid is $27.3 million a year.
Yeah, Jesus.
And it's so sad. It's so sad.
Hey, tight end, baby.
The only tight end to make the list.
George Kittle, 28 years old.
God.
$2 million average per year.
And you know what he does with that? I don't really know. He doesn't throw a tantrum about not wanting to play. I can tell you that. Left tackle is another San Francisco player. Fucking Washington player that threw his little temper tantrum to get out of Washington.
Trent Williams.
Making good money. Hey, look. He's a left tackle. He's banged it up. He's been in the league a long time, and he still make $23 million a year. I wouldn't be complaining. Left guard Joe Thuney is making $16 million a year. Hey, look, even the Lions made it up on here. A center, Frank Ragnow, $13.5 million to be on one of the worst teams in the league. He definitely deserves that 13.5. Look at that. And so our right guard is Brandon Scherf, Jacksonville Jaguars. He's making $16.5 million. And I love the fact that his jersey is Washington. It's his Washington. He's like, no, you're going to put me in my original jersey. Right tackle with the Saints was Ryan
Ramczyk, 28 years old, New Orleans
He's
Saints.
basically making $20 million a year.
Right.
Defense, we already know who the top guy is on the defense.
Arnold Donald, baby, 30 years, making that $22.5 million.
And coming back for one more season before he retires and says, all right, we'll get this ring. I'm going to go out on top, and if I don't get the ring, I'm coming back one more. I'm going to retire for a month and then come back. I'm going to pull a Tom Brady. The other inside defensive lineman was DeForest Buckner with the Colts. He's making $21 million a year. TJ Watt.
Wow.
Almost 30. I didn't realize how much some of these players made either. Well, I didn't realize Watt was making $28 million as an edge rusher.
Them Watt boys, man. They're something else, man.
Hell yeah. And look at this other edge player out of LA. $27 million a year for Joey Bosa.
I would have put his brother on there. I'm sorry. I would have put his brother.
But look what I find great here is it shows this is TJ Watt became the second person in his family to become the NFL's highest paid defensive player. God, Lord Almighty, that family is just
Mama and Daddy's pride. Damn it, Joey. Younger Joey, man, come on, man. He needs to be.
Yeah, JJ did it. Was the highest paid player in 2014. TJ passed Joey for the most recent title, and Bosa's younger brother Nick will soon surpass them all. That whole family's gonna be set for life.
So now linebacker Darius Leonard of the Indianapolis Colts, 26 years old. He's averaging about $19.7 million.
Some of these, and I love defense, so I'm always happy seeing defensive players making good bucks.
Yeah, you're gonna love the next guy. Woo, Fred Warner, baby, of the San Francisco 49ers, only 25 years, averaging per year $19 million. Go on, man.
Leonard's the only player since they were talking Leonard and Warner are the beneficiaries of CJ Mosley. Leonard's the only player since 2018 with 10 plus interceptions and double-digit sacks or forced fumbles. God, a lot of 49ers players on this list of high-paid players, man. How come Jimmy G didn't make the cut? But you even got this is the only Cleveland Brown. Denzel Ward is a quarterback for the Browns. Made $20.1 million. That's it. They broke now because they ain't got no more money because it all went to Deshaun Watson. Right. So that's why he only got 20.1. And you don't see anybody else.
Hey, Jalen Ramsey. He got.
Yep. He's making bank too. $20 million a year. Marlon Humphrey with the Ravens, $18.5 million.
Yep.
I mean, come on now. This is. Then you got Jamal Adams.
Safety, 26 years old, $17.5 million. Harrison Smith.
With the Vikings, 33-year-old safety making $16 million. Now, the thing they were saying was non-quarterbacks entering their age 32 season rarely get the kind of money Harrison Smith received last offseason. I didn't realize this. He got $64 million extension over 4 years. But he answered it, Debo, this is what you're supposed to do. When you get a big contract and they give you a lot of money, you're supposed to answer it. And he, like Smith did here, he set a career high 114 tackles and 3 sacks in 2021, and he added a few interceptions as well. Right. That's what you're supposed to do, Debo. So if you're listening, put your big boy pants on and get out on the field, or I'm going to kick you in the leg.
There you go, folks.
So that's it. I guess we'll get to see what happens next week or, during the week. I don't know. Who knows what'll transpire. Maybe we'll see maybe we'll finally see Jimmy get traded and Baker finally get out of the crapshoot he's stuck in, but I doubt it.
It's going to happen. Something's going to happen.
It's got to. I mean, otherwise, if anything, what we're gonna see is it's just gonna be some more TB12 or TV12 or Brady talk. I don't know. I mean,
I'm done with Brady. I'm done talking about it. Seriously.
I would rather talk about Romo or Zeke or an overpriced Ezekiel Elliott or a guy that quarterback in Dallas that's wasting his talents there because the team sucks. Can't win, or hell, I'd even listen to Aaron Rodgers throw a temper tantrum because he ain't got no receivers to throw to because they let his best player go. So, but yeah, that's a wrap for us, guys. We will see you here next week, same time, same place. It'll be awesome. Hopefully, I won't have another glitch where I freeze with some stupid look. Thank God nobody clipped that scene and snipped it and shared it because I saw what I looked like. It was bad.
For trolling us.
Actually, Jeff brought some good questions. You need to get in earlier instead of waiting until we're almost done with the show to slam the chat with a bunch of questions. But otherwise, we appreciate it no matter what. We love all of everybody that comes in and chats with us. That's what we want. Trolls or no, Jeff, if you're still listening, buddy, can you get Debo in here for us? We'd like to have a chit chat with him. I heard Ray wants to kick him in the leg. And on that note, guys, we are out of here.
Bye.